So I really had the idea for the brand.
Interesting.
Mostly just because when my kid was little, I would always buy him Superman or Batman shirts, stuff like that. And then I would notice grown men wearing the same shirts. And to me, in my head, I'm thinking, I understand things are trendy or whatever, but it's like, why don't grown people wear real heroes instead of, these fictional heroes? So that's really where the idea came from. And I told the guys about it. Once we already had the idea for selling coffee, I was like, let's name it Real American Heroes, and we'll tell the stories of real American heroes. We'll sell products with real American heroes on
Interesting.
it. And that's really how it all came about.
We are The David Johnson Show, bringing the veteran community stories and perspectives so you can design the life that you deserve.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I
Welcome back to The David Johnson Show, Phoenix, Arizona. We are joined today by Gabe and David, the founders of RAH, Real American Heroes Coffee. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you
for
for having us.
This is a great story for me to hear because, and I know a little bit about it, but I can't wait to get in because number one, I love entrepreneurship. I'm a big fan of it. Number two, I love the military. Number two, I love anybody starting a business while they're in the military. That can't be easy. So that's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
So just take me back. I mean, let's start with the question I'm sure you guys get all the time. You were in the military and decided to start a business. Walk me down that path.
Well, yeah, we were actually deployed overseas. We're in Kuwait, and then me and Dave have known each other for a long time, so we've kind of had that relationship before we deployed. And then as soon as we got there, we kind of just started thinking about what we should be doing. So we're in Kuwait, and we had a lot of time to just think about stuff, and we didn't know if we wanted to do apparel. We didn't know if we wanted to do coffee. So it was kind of just an idea of just writing stuff down and brainstorming.
And coffee was one of the ones when you started brainstorming that was on the list?
Yeah, so we would see that we'd always meet up for coffee. We would have family send us coffee. We'd always open up a bag of coffee and just it'd take us back home. Or
Sure.
meeting up in this makeshift coffee joint, and we decided, hey, why don't we do a coffee business? We all love coffee, and we have a great idea for a brand for this coffee. So we went with it. As soon as we got back home, we just started running, and here we are today.
And what year was that ish?
2018?
Yeah.
Oh, so
January 2018 we deployed.
Very recent.
Yep.
So you say you had the great brand for the coffee. Did you have this brand first, or did you have a brand and you didn't know how to apply it, or did you say the coffee first and you applied the brand?
So I really had the idea for the brand.
Interesting.
Mostly just because when my kid was little, I would always buy him Superman or Batman shirts, stuff like that. And then I would notice grown men wearing the same shirts. And to me, in my head, I'm thinking, I understand things are trendy or whatever, but it's like, why don't grown people wear real heroes instead of, these fictional heroes? So that's really where the idea came from. And I told the guys about it. Once we already had the idea for selling coffee, I was like, let's name it Real American Heroes, and we'll tell the stories of real American heroes. We'll sell products with real American heroes on
Interesting.
it. And that's really how it all came about.
So I like that. So the product, call it the coffee, if you will, was born from the brand and the story.
Yep.
Wow. So now that I get that, you had the brand, then you went through all the apparel, coffee. What was the decision maker on coffee?
I think just like Dave was saying, just getting coffee from back home and just kind of just that smell. Like we would love to meet up for just coffee, and then I work as a firefighter, civilian, and in the military. So that's one thing we do is we kind of just get around the table and we just talk about what's going on our day over cups of coffee, and yeah, we didn't know anything about coffee, so we're just
That was my next question. I knew about this much about coffee.
Yes, exactly. So it's just the whole process of what it takes to get a bean into the cup is pretty amazing. And then us being able to put our brand on it has just made it that much more better.
So I want to hear about that bean into the cup because that's important. I'm just curious from a general curiosity standpoint. But how much work was? So when you were in Kuwait, did you finalized it? Did you immediately start work, or was it like, we'll get back home and then we'll start on it?
Yeah, so we started doing our research while we were deployed, whenever we had an opportunity to. And then we had found a few roasters here in Phoenix. We all live here in Phoenix. So we went out and we called those roasters, and we started tasting coffees with them and figuring out the business part with them and deciding who we were going to use to roast our coffee. And after many tastings and different companies that we work with. We found this one company, and they have just been spectacular for us. They've been a wealth of knowledge. They have coffee from all over the world shipped into them.
Oh yeah, delicious.
They're here local?
Yep.
They are.
Wow.
And they can get coffee from anywhere.
So have they been I don't want to say without them you couldn't have done it, but they have been pivotal in this process?
Absolutely pivotal.
Especially transitioning from military to business. There's a lot of similarities, but that they just kind of made that connection for us, because not only did they help us with coffee or fresh coffee, but also kind of just guidance and what it's like to create a business. And
Interesting.
yep.
So I was going to say, did you have any business experience prior to starting this?
Other than owning a Christmas or a ice cream truck that failed miserably because ice cream drivers are actually pretty territorial. So that didn't last very long.
Some of your greatest lessons are learning your greatest failures.
Exactly, but at least I was applying myself, and I was kind of researching what it was to.
Yeah.
And then we started a little bit of a wholesale business. Like me and Dave would buy stuff off auctions and resell it, and so we've always kind of been in that mindset. And we know that we wanted to start a business and just do something.
So did you know all the aspects of I mean, you never know, but did you know when you got in, okay, you had the product, the packaging, the distribution, the cost, the pricing, the financials? Was that kind of a learning experience as you went?
Yes, that's been a learning experience.
Wow.
And we actually wrote the business plan originally for a coffee shop. We never thought we were going to be e-commerce, so it was it's just been building onto this idea, and then now we're mainly e-commerce, but we're in 2 coffee shops.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of people just back our idea, and then with the whole social media, with the Instagram and everything, that's the support from military, other brands has been awesome.
Dave, go ahead. No.
Yeah, so fortunately for us, we were both logistics when we joined the Air Force. So Gabe's crossed over to the fire department, but I've stayed in logistics, and I've learned a lot about the logistics business from, transportation and shipping, receiving, and inventory, all that good stuff. So it really helped me.
Wow. Yeah,
do our part of the job.
I can see that. Now, you're still in the reserves.
Correct.
And you're still in the reserves. And
Correct.
so is this outside of your reserves, is this quote unquote a full-time job for you then?
No, it's not a full-time job yet. We're working on making it a full-time job for all of us.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a full-time job for me.
Right.
Because I do a lot of the social media and kind of the branding and working with the people, and I always ask for guidance from these guys. I'm like, hey, what about this? Let's throw out this idea. And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, is we can apply any idea. So it's really neat to actually just be meeting these people on Instagram that have these amazing stories, because we're user driven. So like people send us their stories, and it's amazing. You're just like, wow.
So tell me about that, because I saw you on Instagram no less than, dare I say, 30 days ago. And I've seen the content. What's the mindset behind your Instagram strategy and social strategy? And how does it tie back into the brand?
So our original plan is we wanted to interview people we knew, but it's kind of hard to get people that are on the same schedule as us. So we just want to interview like a firefighter, but he's got this going on or something like that. So I'm like, why don't I reach out to the Instagram community and just kind of talk to these people that are already doing these amazing things, that are already sharing their stories. So I'm like, hey, do you mind if we feature you? Do you mind if we do this? And then the
Our
reply
focus is all on heroes. We want to feature every hero out there, really. I mean, eventually, we want to get everyone, teachers, doctors, lawyers.
Wow, I get it.
Yeah, we want to tell the story of all heroes. And because we're all military, we know a lot of military people, and we get a lot of these military stories, which is great. But we want to tell the stories of everyone.
That's awesome. That is really cool. I fully see the brand now and how it plays in. I get it. So were you nervous at all about competing with the Black Rifles of the world and the space? I don't know I don't know too much about it, so I don't know. Is it crowded? Is it not crowded? What was your mindset on that going in?
I wouldn't say that we were nervous about it at all. The coffee business is a $225 billion industry, so
and it's continually increasing.
Right.
So it's like small batch coffee roasters, or kind of like what we're doing is actually taking off right now. So we got into it at a good time.
Wow. Talk to me a little bit behind the scenes of the business, like bean to cup. Where do the beans come from? How does that all work?
Yeah, so like I was telling you, we source everything from one of the largest roasters here in Arizona. They get the beans from all over the world, Uganda.
Uganda, Central America, Mexico.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Wow. And then you have different flavors and what's the term? Strength.
Yeah.
Is that the right term?
Yeah.
We have
you
four
can see my
blends.
knowledge on coffee.
Yeah, roasts.
Roasts.
So
okay.
that's another thing we had to learn too, is a lot of people think when we want a dark roast. That's actually, it's the light roast actually has the more caffeine in it. So
Really?
yeah. So just
Dang,
learning
I'm doing
little
the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn it.
Everyone seems to think the dark one does just because it's dark and makes it stronger. It has a stronger flavor profile maybe, but it has less caffeine.
Wow. What's been the... Well, I have 3 questions in mind. Let me start with one of them first.
All right,
Let's try that. 3 of you in the business, firefighter, reserve. What do you do anything on the outside the reserves? What's your...
Yeah, I work for Amazon.
Oh, cool. Well, logistics, there you are.
Exactly.
So, and that kind of goes into my question. Is there a skill set that each one of you kind of, or a lane you stay in the business that you're responsible for?
Absolutely. I'm the operations guy. That's my bread and butter. Gabe's the marketing guy.
I do marketing. Yeah, I love taking pictures. I love looking at pictures and just kind of researching and just whatever I love military history and stuff like that. So that's where a lot of this idea came from as far as sharing these stories. So
Does operations have to do with, the supply and the demand, where you're getting it, how much, and all that kind of stuff?
It does, yeah. Taking care of the inventory, what we need next.
Do you have to house a lot of inventory in this business?
Yes, you sure do, yeah. And it seems like it's always growing.
Is there a shelf life? I mean, I'm sure it's...
For our coffee, yeah, we have it's like a 90-day. They're all nitrogen sealed, so I mean, really, it could go past that, but it'll start to slowly lose like the flavor profile after about 90 days.
And then most of it's still online e-commerce?
Yeah, it's an all e-commerce business. RAHcoffeecompany.com.
RAHcoffeecompany.com. How's the brand been playing into everything? The feedback you've been getting the past year? I mean, I found it was awesome. I'm sure.
Yeah, we've grown a lot in this past year, and it's just from completely where we started was just, I remember I was looking up logos on Fiverr, and we're just getting these logos back. We're like, this is kind of cool. We'll use this one. And then we met a designer, and her name's Janet, and she saw our vision from the get-go.
Wow.
And she's built us up with the whole new branding, everything that we have right now.
Here local?
Yep. And then she's helping us launch a couple campaigns as far as trying to get the subscription-based thing going on. So I would have never saw us here in a year, but
wow,
just working as hard as we do, and it's all coming natural, and it's just coming from different directions. Like you're saying, we're on these social media, Instagram profiles that are people just want to help us out.
So from an idea, downrange in Kuwait, to a product, branding, launched today. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
That's
and
awesome.
it's really just kind of been organically growing, and we're learning everything, and it's been a fun ride so far.
Would you say you got bit by the, I'm sure you have in the past, but bit by the entrepreneurial bug now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I made my wife stay home more with the kids, and so we can focus more on things. And she's actually starting some things herself, so
Oh, wow.
it's nice to kind of see her like throw some ideas and stuff into it. And she has some good ideas for, fitness apparel and stuff like that's related to what we're doing, because we want to relate to the military and firefighters and police officers. So
Wow.
she's putting in a lot of input. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Dave, what advice would you give anybody in the military that either wants to start a business currently, while they're in, or when they get out?
Really just, it's kind of like that Field of Dreams saying, if you build it, they will come. And that's kind of what we've noticed. People have started approaching us, or, finding us, calling us. They're like, hey, how can we help you? Or, hey, we provide this service, if it's something that you want to, that you guys could use. We don't even know who most of these people are that approach us, and it's been really cool to find, it's literally the same thing. And we started this business, and people are coming to us,
Wow. How does the sales online work? Is it still get an order, just get populated, and just ship it out yourself?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What does your third partner say about everything?
Todd. So Todd is a finance guy. He's enjoying this ride as well. He's also a veteran and reservist. So everything that we do, we always just look for heroes, and it tells the story of all the heroes, and it's something we all relate to. So
I think it does. Does it help to have that passion of the brand behind it? I mean, we're just regular coffee. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the passion's the brand. Like you said, you had the brand before the product.
Absolutely. And it just, like for instance, our blend jet fuel. I remember I was in Langley Air Force Base in early 2019, and I was just looking at these F-22s taking off. And then I live out kind of over by Luke, so you see these F-35s cruising by, and it's like, man, I was like, these are awesome jets. I was like, why don't we name something called jet fuel? So we, like kind of the process of, once you get an idea, we'll go talk to a roaster and be like, hey, I want something that's really dark, something that kind of represents a jet fuel, and we'll do a bunch of coffee tastings. And I'm like, oh, that's it. That's the one. That's our jet fuel right there.
And
So
they have all the bags and everything at their
Yep.
location. And
do.
do they fulfill it there, or you have to buy it in bulk and house it, or do they fulfill it on order?
they fulfill it on
there,
order.
Yep.
Fill it
And
up.
then we just tag it with our label. And
Gotcha. Wow, that's awesome, man. So what do the next 1 to 2 years look like?
oh man,
Let's see. It's just
we're running with some new ideas. We're thinking about getting a food truck and going out and doing all these events and making the food truck real cool, real American hero
Brand-
style.
that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Add other kind of food too, or just keep it coffee?
Coffee and maybe some pastries or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
Coffee is the main goal there.
Yeah.
maybe some ice cream. Try the ice cream thing again.
Yeah, throw it back in.
Ice cream and coffee.
Yeah. And then you're just constantly trying to get more stories of real American heroes.
Yep, and then
feature them.
We're just getting hit up with people every day, which is being a user-driven platform on our Instagram. It's nice because you're making a relationship with these people, and I kind of try to feature the people that are the same. Like we get Navy lieutenants that are going to school to be doctors, and it's just amazing. We're happy to share these people's stories. So
Wow, I bet they like it too.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. And it's just
And you're spreading the word of people doing, real American heroes and what they're doing.
I've
telling
noticed
the
a lot
story.
of them
It's a
start.
big deal.
Yep, and they start commenting on each other. So it's starting kind of, it's just starting this positive conversation between people that that are heroes that we're showing on our Instagram profile. So
What's the biggest challenge you've had to overcome since you launched?
just getting the name out there.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a slow process, but from where we started, not knowing anything, to where we are now, it's been amazing. It's just getting those people out to kind of, it's been neat. So
Yeah, and like we're self-funding everything, so we're not a
understand
large
that.
budget.
Yeah.
We can't just spend money on marketing or whatever. And so really just getting our name out there and telling people who
You
we
ever
are.
thought
and what
about
we're doing.
taking outside capital or trying to expand it?
Oh,
anything. We're open for anything. So we
Not
got
necessarily anything, but we got to move smart.
Right. Awesome. Well, look, man, I'm your biggest fan. Like I said, saw you guys on Instagram, saw the branding. It attracted me. I look forward to tasting the coffee.
Thank you so
and,
much.
Best of luck and success in all your ventures.
Hey, thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.